Comrades, welcome to episode 2 of Life is Strange Abridged. With this, we will finally tear the capitalist oppressors down through the power of video game Abridged series. I hope all of you will take control of your lives and your future, raise your fist to the heaven, and ride with us into the dark and uncaring future. But when we emerge, we will find a better future for us and our children.
I thought I told you to stop this rebellious chitter-chatter.
Oh, you cannot stop progress.
Oh my god, you're not doing this accent all episode, are you?
No.
Good. Right, episode 2 now. Shall we get underway?
Previously on
And that's a much
Life is
nicer
Strange.
voice to start off on.
Hey, this is the girls'
I think.
room. No one can know my
One thing
secret.
everyone, I don't know how many people noticed it, but this was done in a much more professional recording environment.
Most of the recording, yeah. For this episode and this episode alone, I actually got into a professional recording booth, and I kind of just did it all in there. Well, most of it. You'll be able to tell which bit I didn't when it comes up. But this entire intro sequence I made in response to people not liking, well, the whole idea of just starting off on Max's voice. I wanted it as a nice gentle introduction. I tell you the entire thing of episode 1 in a minute, so you can just start from this one if you really don't want to put up with the roughness of episode 1.
Although, it does strike me at the moment how little of the plot in episode 1 ends up being important.
Well, yeah, perhaps the same could be said of a few bits in all episodes. Also, that's a different font to the last episode.
I know.
That overlay of Abridged.
Consistency. God.
I spoilers, I do not use the same font for any single one. Is there a creative decision behind this? No, there is not. I just forgot, and it's such a little thing I never bothered to look it up. Ah yes, Alyssa. I kept doing these, but and then the next one it was her getting splashed by a car, and it just didn't feel the same, so I kind of stopped doing
No,
it.
it wasn't quite
until
as
later.
violent.
No, not quite. But did pick it up again later.
You can hear the shower loop there.
Yeah. Look, this was before I could get back. I knew how to mix background noises properly.
And here we have the introduction of someone you didn't want in.
No. Originally, I did not want David Cage in this. It was originally just this crazy edited shower scene. Also, that lens flare just hanged there for a while. That looked weird. But no, didn't want David Cage in originally, and you insisted.
So what was your reasoning for not wanting David in?
I didn't think everyone would know who he was. But it turned out to be one of the favourite jokes of the episode. So,
And of course it escalated.
oh, did it ever? But we'll see that later on, won't we? Oh yeah, I was also going to have both of Victoria's cronies in this episode, but the other one was cut for pacing time and not being as good.
And fortunately she never actually reappears.
Yeah, no. It's another idea of including side characters because they might be important later on. It didn't really play out. Now, the whole plot of episode 2 is a bit darker than episode 1, and it was kind of a concern to actually get it in a way that would be funny. So basically the idea is Kate's doing this whole thing very straight, and Max is being, well, the narcissist that we mentioned in the previous episode. It's her absent-mindedness that does come off very cruel.
Though she eventually does encourage Kate to go to the police, which the lack of police in the city, town, harbour, small village of Life is Strange is always very concerning.
Yeah.
The police don't seem to get involved for anything.
No, they really don't. I think they explain it away with money. But the fact that Kate here asked, should I go to the police when I was drugged at a party, it just seemed ridiculous. So yes, you should.
And not to keep talking about the game's plot, but I also don't seem to recall David confronting Nathan ever being paid off.
No, I don't think it... I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't think there's a big moment. I think he might have like let him into Max's room. Let's not change his gender. He's already confused enough with all these different nicknames.
I think that bus ride, if anyone was just tolerating Max's voice, that was it. It was gone.
Yeah, but now they've got a whale voice straight after.
Was
they
this not
they
your
would have missed
first
out.
fan gif?
Yes, this was actually the first GIF I got on Tumblr, like Joyce turning up, making whale noises, which, out of all the jokes you chose that one? Alright. In case anyone didn't catch why Joyce is actually a whale, it's because the diner's called the Two Whales Diner, and in the stream I showed both you and Cole that I said, yeah, I'm just going to make her a whale because it's a Two Whales Diner, and that actually got a good reaction, so yeah, put that in.
So did you ever consider actually incorporating the bottle puzzle in which you wander around looking for bottles into the series?
No, because I didn't like the idea of trying to make something that was so inherently not fun in this episode. I couldn't stand the bottle puzzle. It took me too long to do because everyone knows that last bottle is a nightmare to find. And here's the tornado before I even knew what I was going to do with that.
I mean, that's the problem making an episodic series out of an episodic series.
Yeah, considering I had no idea what I was doing with a lot of these plot points and characters, it all worked out well in the end. Max and Chloe being like best friends, I mean that was framed in the actual episode, but like I got them good chemistry between them. Frank here, I thought, I don't think he's going to be like the big bad, so we can just like make him really friendly Canadian. Why not?
Frank is based on a real Canadian.
Frank is based on a real Canadian, and he might be listening to this right now, and I hope he is.
I like how she has a 6-shot revolver, but the sound effect uses for a slide lock.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. To be fair, I did originally have a revolver sound effect, so I was just like, nah, it doesn't sound as good. No one will notice. People will notice.
I mean I'm not even a gun person, I noticed.
Yeah, probably like NRA people are like really triggered every time they hear that.
Ha, NRA being triggered.
Yeah.
They're monsters.
Let's not start fights with the people with guns, please. Because
they're all the way across the ocean.
I suppose. But we've now got like a thrilling moment where Chloe's going to get run over by a train. Ah.
I still don't understand like why Max can't rewind time before Chloe fell on the tracks.
Because she passed out, I think. I don't know. Time powers are weird. That's the most overly like mean thing that Max does, like most explicitly one.
Usually she's just passive aggressive.
Yeah, not there. And you can hear the accent has gone from Principal Wells's voice now. He's just monotone now.
Neutral.
Yeah, this is just a teaser for the glorious Wells speech that we're going to get in a bit.
Still sounding like a you problem.
And here's where I wanted to like properly establish Madsen. Because while, yeah, sure, the terrorist thing is a really one-dimensional thing, but now we give him some depth. He's in the Hall Monitors United States Hall Monitors Association.
I was thinking about this a long time ago. I'm not familiar with US school systems, but aren't hall monitors students?
Shut up. If anything, it makes him more pathetic.
He's actually a student.
He is actually a student. He's like having to repeat every single year because he just can't grasp like basic English.
Well, no, this is a college, so technically you can go whenever you.
Is it a college? I think it's Academy High School.
I'm not sure. Max doesn't seem to take any classes that aren't photography.
Very true. Also, that is my favourite joke of the episode. That's, yeah, it's the first one I also come up with, so...
Did we ever get a tasty plasma joke?
No, because everyone was doing those jokes.
I think season 2 we need a tasty plasma joke.
Well, we don't even know what's going on with season 2, so...
We should have had, like, when Max found a dead body covered in blood, she should have said that with some tasty plasma.
No. No.
That's a biology joke.
No.
Okay, this is my favorite joke of the episode.
Well, this is something we didn't notice until I was streaming it. And you pointed it out, you're like, wait, Warren's embracing Alyssa? I'm like, wait, what? What? It was very strange.
You know, Warren needs to keep his options open. I don't think Max is quite gonna.
No, Max doesn't seem like he's going to commit to the whole Warren thing. But then again, I've pretty much wrote this. I've wrote this and been complimented by Pricefield shippers, so I don't think Warren's got a chance.
Did we ever consider having an ending in which Kate died?
I didn't, because it would be too dark.
I think I did.
No, yeah, you did. You also pushed Max for being like the biggest narcissist in the world. You pushed for like more horrible stuff to happen. You wanted the show to get really, really dark at times. I kind of reined that in.
I think where the Abridged series and the game ends, I'm very happy I pushed for Max being a massive narcissist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it all worked. And like, she does have narcissistic moments. But she still needs to be human, I think.
If anyone's wondering, I don't think any of us have ever actually read the Bible.
I have. I studied
all the way through.
Okay, maybe not all the way through, but I don't think that's how you read the Bible.
I know Josh has read through all of the Bible, so we maybe should have consulted him.
Yes, we should have consulted our wonderful Canadian friend. Oh snap! I've identified the inspiration for Frank.
I was thinking of like actually finding a Bible verse that Max could in some way twist, but that would involve reading the Bible, and then I got bored.
Yeah, you've got too much things to choose from there. It's so much easier to instead just make one up, and it's also, I think, funnier.
And this was... I don't know why you let me do this.
You insisted. Like, as soon as you saw this moment, you're like, I'm going to make a massive speech for it. And I was like, okay.
I think I wrote most of the speech before the stream was over.
Yeah, you did. You especially, like, wrote the bit at the end where it's about him watching Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends while eating cereal.
The other thing I would like to point out is this was originally going to be the American national anthem, which turns out is so copyrighted. If you use it, you will be shot in the street.
Yeah, no, Content ID will get you, people will sue you. You need to actually like pay the performers of the anthem.
And they start at like $200 per use.
Yeah. Meanwhile, good old Russia, your national anthem is completely free.
Yeah. That's communism for you.
Yeah, and it all worked out great.
I think we did have someone who was Russian watching this and asking, why is the Russian national anthem in here?
Yeah, no, that they did, and it's
free.
Because it's free, and it sounds good.
There's also the one F-bomb we drop. Wasn't the rule you were having one F-bomb per episode?
Yeah, the rule was a bit shaky for episode 5. I don't remember if I kept it up, but yeah, that was the rule for definitely 1 to 4.
Episode 5 was originally gonna... Okay, if there's any children in the room, I'm gonna use the word cunt, so you should just leave.
It's okay, kids. He's Scottish. He's allowed to say that.
Jack is probably going to believe that.
No, I'm not. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Depends how I feel when I edit this.
Originally, the word cunt was going to be in episode 5, but it didn't work, which upset me.
No, I didn't like it. Also, it's another one of your songs.
This is the one that I think came out the best, and it's the one I hate the most because I actually don't like this song very much.
It fit really well with what was going to happen on the screen, which even with the songs that you really didn't like that you made, like they always fit what happened on screen.
Well, yeah, I mean they fit in the game technically.
Yeah, even when you're just like, oh, I'm just going to cover this song, and I'm like, yeah, this actually like really fits with the ending bit.
That song's used list is going up and up.
Yeah.
When we get to episode 5, it's like a treaty. Episode
5's credits sequence is 5 minutes long.
I know, it's wonderful.
It is wonderful, and it did completely show off my intentions, I suppose. Well, my inspiration, sorry.
And this is maybe my favorite joke of the whole series. Just the slightly bobbing sunglasses.
Yeah, it's me not knowing how to really properly keyframe. I mean, David Cage takes a long time to keyframe, and it really shouldn't. I completely understand that I'm not the best editor in the world, but David, those things shouldn't take as long to do as they possibly do for me.
I'm sure there's some easier way to do it that you just haven't discovered in the labyrinth that is Premiere.
Yeah, well, at this point I was still using Sony Vegas as well, so there's a lot of learning rooms. Learning room? Is that a term?
I don't.
Room to learn.
Yeah, that sounds
that's
more
the phrase.
grammatically correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to learn still.
Learning room sounds like some sort of strange kindergarten playset.
Probably is. Right, I think we should start wrapping up there, but one thing we're going to do after this is going to have a massive Q&A session, so if any of you have any questions for either me or Fargo here, write them in.
Actually Cole as well. I will try and draft him in for it. He is one of the other writers.
Yes, our other writer, Cole. Any questions for anyone who's been involved in Life is Strange Abridged, feel free to ask, and we'll answer possibly some of them, possibly all of them.
There was
Probably
one
not.
question in the last episode I'd like to address now in case it comes up again, asking if I'm American. I have no country. I have no race.
Well,
I have no people.
I already identified you earlier in this commentary as coming from Scotland, so I'm afraid.
We're soldiers without borders.
I think we should stop this before you start becoming big boss.
I was born in a small village.
No. See you next time.